Hello and welcome back to my channel. Before we get in today's video, hit the subscribe button because you will find my videos interesting and intriguing. Like and don't forget to share your own thoughts at the end of the video. Just when we thought we've heard and seen it all, you guys won't believe this. Of late, we have seen videos of people who are anti-Zionist being tagged as anti-Semitic. Not only this, the Australian government in the past couple of months have opted legislation regarding anti-Semitism or what they regard as anti-Semitism, specifically targeting pro-Palestine protests. And now the UK is arresting people for reposting pro-Palestine tweets. In this video, different people react to the arrest of Fiona Ryan, who is a content creator on TikTok. Now, she has been posting and talking about what's happening between Israel and Palestine. In short, she's a supporter or speaks in favor of Palestinians rather. The shocking part is that she was arrested for this. She was basically arrested for simply retweeting a post. Check out her video as she explains what happened. I will be right back.
Apologies that I've not been online today at 9:38 this morning, whilst myself and all three of the kids unfortunately were off school because we were boycotting for Palestine. Our house was raided by 5 police officers under Section 12 of the Terrorism Act. Watched me use the loo and watched me dress. Bundled me into a metal box in the back of a Vivaro on the floor because I wasn't able to sit on the seats because I'm a disabled woman. They drove for an hour and a half to Swindon Police Station, where they put me under arrest. Well, they arrested me here, obviously. By the time I got to Swindon Police Station, they had de-arrested me on one of the charges, which was actually the charge that gave them permission to enter and search my house. While they were here, they took my phone, my children's phones, the kids' school laptop, which is destroyed, but they were using anyway, a whole bunch of our electrical stuff, the little hydroponics setup that we have for our chilies, taken the actual chili plants in pots, melon plants in pots. They held me in a cell for 7 hours. By the time I finally got to Swindon, it was about 1:45. So now I am on bail. I've just returned home. I got home about 11 p.m. Thank God they actually drove me home. When I did finally get my interview, it was made very clear to me that I must condemn Hamas. I'm not joking. That was basically it. They were like, you've, and it wasn't even stuff I'd said. It's stuff I've reposted. So these weren't even things that I'd actually said. It was stuff that I had reposted on Twitter. They had a big file of, and they were like, you reposted this. And I was like, are we arresting people in the UK for reposting things? And they were like, yeah, we are. Yeah. And I was like, this is wild. And they were like, what have you written here? And I said, well, I've put I've reposted this, and I've said, peace be with Palestine, or, whatever. And I stand by every word. It was made very clear to me that if I denounced Palestine, if I denounced Hamas, that I would not be charged. But I obviously won't do that. So I'll see them in court in March, I suppose. But I can't believe that it happened in my house. They just came ramming in here and arrested me in front of my kids for being anti-Israel, which is wild. But that's what's happening in the UK, guys. God bless.
Now, I don't know where this is going. Has it really gotten to this point where people are now starting to be arrested for supporting Palestine? Actually, they're not her words, but she just reposted and she gets arrested and charged under Section 12 of the Terrorist Action. Police literally searched her house and got her phone and those of her children. Now, a lot of people have condemned this act. I also do, but let's check out what different people had to say about this. Here are the videos.
Well, it's happening. They are officially arresting influencers for posting pro-Palestine content. Of course, we all saw this coming with the new declarations passing in the US now stating that anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism, and the Australian government in the past couple of months have updated legislation regarding anti-Semitism, or what they regard as anti-Semitism, specifically targeting pro-Palestine protests. And now the UK is arresting people for committing the terroristic act of reposting pro-Palestine tweets. This is Fiona Ryan. She is a TikToker and she's been covering the pro-Palestine content and making quite a few funny videos that I've personally enjoyed. In one of her recent videos, she stated that she was raided by the police, had all of her electronics taken, including her children's phones, and arrested. She was then questioned under suspicion of terrorism because of tweets that she reposted. Not even tweets that she herself wrote, tweets that she reposted. She was then essentially threatened into denouncing her support for Hamas, in which if she didn't, she would be charged. Of course she didn't, and so she will be taken to court. And not that we needed any more proof, but this is just another indicator that Western democracy is just dictatorship in disguise. The Israel lobby is one of the most powerful political groups in both the US, the UK, and even Australia. And now that they realize that freedom of speech is backfiring on them, they will do whatever they can to shut you up.
Under Section 12.
So that creator was arrested for reposting watermelon videos. This is the world that we're living in now. And it feels a lot like the world that I was watching the other day when I decided to watch the Divergent series of movies, especially the last movie. Yeah, looks like we're living in a real-life dystopian horror movie.
Now, it seems Fiona Ryan is not actually the only one who was arrested for literally supporting Palestine. Arab citizens were arrested as well by Israeli police because of expressing solidarity with Gaza. Now, when Palestinian singer and neuroscientist Abu Amna filed a complaint with Israeli police over unaliving threats she had received following a social media post, she didn't expect to be the one put in jail. Abu Amna is one of dozens of Arab citizens of Israel who have been arrested since the start of Israel-Hamas war on suspicion of incitement and support for terror based on social media post, police said. Civil rights lawyers say Israeli authorities are interpreting any expressions of solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza as incitement. Now, Abu Amna posted a Palestinian flag emoji with the words, "There is no victor but God," a Muslim phrase. The post, which was taken down. Police said Abu Amna, who has over 300,000 followers on Instagram, was promoting hate speech and incitement, something she denies. Now, after 2 days in detention, she was placed under house arrest and banned from discussing the war for 45 days, her lawyer said. It is not clear if she will be charged. Now, Arabs in Israel, Palestinian by heritage and Israeli by citizenship, make up some 20% of the population. After the 1948 war surrounding its creation, Israel placed the minority of Palestinians who had not fled or were not expelled under military rule for almost 20 years. Scrutiny over speech during times of emergency and war is not new. What is different this time is the lower threshold. Israeli authorities are interpreting any sympathy for the people of Gaza as support for her. We are being forced to silence ourselves because being Palestinian has become a crime. Before, we could be called a fifth column for such statements, but at least we weren't imprisoned. That's the escalation. At least 100 Arab citizens have been detained, most on allegations of incitement and support for the terror over social media posts, said the Haifa-based Center for Arab Minority Rights, citing data from the state attorney's office. The center said it knows of at least 83 students who are facing disciplinary action at universities, and that is received over 40 reports from employees who are at risk of being fired for social media posts expressing solidarity with Gaza. About 90 90% of the cases, legally speaking, have no basis. The conduct of the police is illegal. You cannot arrest people over such things. Now, content creators are not the only ones who are going through this. Since the Israel-Gaza war began on October 7, journalists and media across the region have faced a hostile environment that has made reporting on the war exceptionally challenging. In addition to documenting the growing tally of journalists unalived and injured, CPJ's research to date has found multiple kinds of incidents of journalists being targeted while carrying out their work in Israel and the two Palestinian territories, Gaza and the West Bank. Now, these include 19 arrests as well as numerous assaults, threats, cyber attacks, and censorship. These numbers are being updated regularly as more information becomes available. Now, several journalists have also lost family members while covering the war. Now, coming back to this video, one thing I've learned about history is that silence equals violence. Whatever happened to freedom of expression, speech, and protest? I think the intimidation campaign has started, because what they're trying to do now is arresting people so that other people shouldn't speak about what's going on. In case people don't know, well, Israel amended a law that criminalizes the concession of terrorist publications. Basically, anyone who shows support for Palestinian people on social media can go to jail for up to a year. Now, pro-Palestinian users of social media sites have also alleged that they have been shadow banned by the platforms for the nature of their content amid Israel's attack on the Gaza Strip. Now, users of the platforms, including Instagram and TikTok, say they have fallen victim to the process of shadow banning, in which a platform limits the visibility of a user's posts without notifying them. With pro-Israel bias purportedly pervading in Western media, Palestinians and their supporters have spoken on how vital social media has been in transmitting news from the Gaza Strip. But here we are talking about people being arrested for simply reposting pro-Palestinian posts or talking about what is happening to the Palestinian people. Now, allegations of shadow banning come after Meta, parent company of Facebook and Instagram, said it was taking specific steps to monitor its content amid the war. In a statement, the company said Hamas, the Palestinian group controlling the Gaza Strip, was designated under its terrorist organizations and individuals policy. This means Hamas is banned from our platforms, and we remove praise and substantive support of them when we become aware of it, Meta said. The company claimed its policies were designed to give everyone a voice while keeping people safe on their apps. TikTok told the Washington Post that Hamas is banned from its platform. X, formerly known as Twitter, said that it had taken down hundreds of Hamas-affiliated accounts. It is unclear how support or affiliation with Hamas is being measured by the platform's monitoring teams. We have come to the end of the video. Please feel free to share your own take or what you think about this video. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.